Hello everyone, what's up? Welcome to GMA24, Update News Channel. Hope you will enjoy our news video. Before we begin, hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Here is the news title: Bradley Walsh left stunned as the Chase contestant shares surprising connection. The Chase host Bradley Walsh was left shocked as he was faced with a contestant who claimed to have known him for years and even made a surprising connection. Bradley Walsh was left utterly speechless on the Chase when a contestant claimed a shock personal link with the words, "Remember me?" On Friday's episode, February 8th, 4 hopefuls stepped up to face one of the nation's brainiest, Dara the Menace Ennis, for a shot at winning a huge cash sum. The contestants, James, Suzanne, Sarah, and Arash, were eager for victory. Sarah sadly made an early exit after losing to the Chaser, and Arash suffered the same fate against the Menace's expertise. But it was Suzanne who really threw Bradley for 6. Walsh is known for his affable pre-quizzing conversations, but was stopped dead in his tracks when Suzanne, a baker and cake seller, chimed in, leaving him bewildered. "I'm surprised you don't remember me," she declared, clearly confusing the seasoned TV host. Suzanne's trip down memory lane included a specific event, saying, "Me and you have met before, 1996 Glasgow," reports Bristol Live. Suzanne joked, "I've got a 26-year-old daughter. I thought you might remember." This unexpected revelation certainly gave the normally quick-on-his-feet presenter pause as he tried to piece together Suzanne's mysterious link with him. Bradley Walsh was left in shock as he blurted out, "What is going on?" Suzanne shared that she had been a participant on the Wheel of Fortune quiz show in 1996, which Bradley had hosted. Intrigued, Bradley asked about her prize from back then, to which she responded, "10 grand and a trip to Milan." The tension in the studio was palpable, as noted by chaser Dara Ennis. Dara tried to defuse the situation with a witty comment. Speaking to the contestant Suzanne, he said, "So you've been on a quiz show with Brad before?" He continued his teasing by jokingly implying, "Which means he's hosted a quiz before. You can never tell." During the light-hearted exchange, Suzanne bravely decided to accept Dara's high offer of $50,000. However, despite her previous victory on Wheel of Fortune, luck was not on her side in the Chase, and she was ousted by the Menace. The final chase was left to James, who was playing for a substantial $80,000. Facing the Chaser alone, he encountered a difficult challenge and was eventually caught with 48 seconds remaining on the clock. Left stunned as the Chase contestant shares surprising connection. Friday's episode of The Chase, February 8th, delivered one of the most shocking moments in the show's history, as host Bradley Walsh was left speechless by a contestant's surprising personal connection to him. The popular ITV quiz show featured 4 eager contestants, James, Suzanne, Sarah, and Arash, taking on one of the game's most formidable chasers, Dara the Menace Ennis, for a shot at winning a life-changing cash prize. The contestants take the stage as the episode kicked off. The 4 players introduced themselves, each sharing snippets of their personal lives and ambitions for the game. First up was Sarah, a 32-year-old teacher from Manchester, who had high hopes of setting a strong foundation for her team. She confidently answered her cash builder questions, securing $5,000, but her dreams were swiftly dashed as she was caught by the Menace in her head-to-head round. Arash, a 41-year-old software engineer from Birmingham, was next to step up. With an impressive knowledge of general trivia, he managed to accumulate $7,000 in his cash builder. However, his challenge against Dara Ennis proved too formidable, and he was eliminated, leaving only James and Suzanne to carry on the fight. Suzanne's shocking revelation. The atmosphere in the studio shifted when it was Suzanne's turn. A 48-year-old baker and cake seller from Glasgow, Suzanne exuded confidence as she chatted with Bradley before the quiz began. However, just moments into their conversation, she dropped an unexpected bombshell that left the veteran host visibly stunned. "I'm surprised you don't remember me," Suzanne said with a playful smile. Bradley's usual easygoing demeanor quickly turned to confusion. "Me and you have met before, 1996, Glasgow." A puzzled Bradley tried to recall the supposed encounter when Suzanne continued. "I was a contestant on Wheel of Fortune back when you hosted it." The audience gasped, and even chaser Dara Ennis seemed intrigued. Suzanne went on to elaborate that during her appearance on Wheel of Fortune, she had won an impressive prize, 10 grand and a trip to Milan. Bradley, who is typically quick, with a joke or witty comeback, was momentarily speechless. "What is going on?" he blurted out, clearly taken aback by the unexpected revelation. Dara Ennis, never one to miss an opportunity for humor, chimed in with a light-hearted jab. "So you've been on a quiz show with Brad before," he teased. "Which means he's hosted a quiz before. Who knew?" The entire exchange left the audience in stitches, but Bradley was still struggling to wrap his head around the revelation. "I can't believe this," he admitted. "Small world." Suzanne's game. Against the chaser. Despite the surprising connection, Suzanne was determined to prove her quiz skills once again. She fared well in the cash builder round, amassing $6,000. When Dara presented her with the option of taking a lower offer of $1,000 or a much riskier high offer of $50,000, Suzanne didn't hesitate. "I've done this before. I'm going big," she declared, opting for the $50,000. The audience cheered as she took on the challenge. Unfortunately, despite her previous success in game shows, her luck didn't hold out. Dara, in top form, caught her just 2 questions away from safety, eliminating her from the competition. James faces. The final chase, with only one contestant left standing. James, a 29-year-old paramedic from Bristol, took on the final chase solo. Having already earned a solid $30,000 in his cash builder round, he was determined to bring home a life-changing sum of money. Facing Dara alone, James battled through his final set of questions, accumulating 16 correct answers in the 2-minute round. The tension was palpable as he awaited the menace's attempt to catch him. Dara, ever the formidable opponent, raced through his answers at an astonishing pace. Despite James's strong performance, the chaser managed to overtake him with 48 seconds still remaining, securing yet another victory for the chasers. A memorable episode. Though the contestants walked away empty-handed, the episode proved to be one of the most unforgettable in the chase history. Suzanne's revelation about her past encounter with Bradley Walsh added a unique twist to the show, leaving both the host and the audience stunned. As the episode wrapped up, Bradley turned to the camera and chuckled. "Well, that was a turn-up. For the books! Who knew I had a history with our contestants?" Dara, clearly enjoying the moment, added, "Brad, you should start keeping a record of all the quiz shows you've hosted. You never know who will show up next." With another episode full of surprises, the chase once again proved why it remains one of the UK's most beloved. Coronation Street star reveals why he never wants to return in honest confession. Exclusive. Coronation Street star Chris Harper explained his poignant reason for never wanting to return as villain Nathan Curtis. Chris Harper admitted he does not want to return to Coronation Street, and there is a very good reason why. The actor, 47, made his first appearance as Nathan Curtis at the end of 2016, and it wasn't long before the character's sinister intentions were made clear. Nathan began grooming teenager Bethany Platt, Lucy Fallon, and it quickly turned into a high-profile exploitation storyline which impacted thousands of viewers. Thankfully, Bethany opened up about the abuse she had suffered, and Nathan was sent to prison for his crimes. However, he was released on license just 7 years later and made his way back to the cobbles. Despite being framed for Lauren's murder, Nathan was also found with memory sticks full of illegal content and was sent back to prison. Shortly after joining the cast of Coronation Street, Chris began working with the NSPCC, a UK charity that works to protect children and prevent abuse, speaking ahead of the NSPCC's Number Day. Chris admitted that he loved working on Coronation Street, but could never return because Nathan deserves no redemption. He explained, "It's because it's about Bethany. It's about all the Bethanies. I really don't think a pre-watershed program is a place to deal with a contrite pedophile. He certainly shouldn't come back and become the lovable rogue who now runs the Rover's Return. As much as I would love to return because I love the cast and crew of Corey, I just think Nathan should never be forgiven. What he's done is awful, and if he has a journey to redemption, it's on a different program." On Friday, February 6th, the former soap star took part in supporting the charity's annual Number Day, which sees a number of primary schools across the country take part in a range of maths-related activities and games. As part of Number Day 2025, Chris visited Dulwich Wood Primary School to host an assembly for the students to promote fun ways to engage with maths. Chris worked with the NSPCC throughout the making of Bethany's storyline to accurately depict her ordeal on screen. To do so, Coronation Street teamed up with a survivor and campaigner working with the NSPCC to build the storyline from her experience. Meeting her, and then subsequently seeing how much the messaging within Corey but also the NSPCC, how it made differences to people, the actor said. "It was just an amazing thing to be a part of, and I didn't want to step away." Chris vocalized the importance of the soap not forgetting about the harrowing abuse Bethany experienced, because real-life victims will always remember. He said, "I knew that Coronation Street were going to maintain their word about keeping it as part of Bethany's journey. She hasn't just wiped her horrific ordeal off over the years. It still sits with her in her present storyline. I know firsthand that that really means a great deal to an awful lot of people who have come and spoken to me about it and told me their stories. It's a real privilege to be a part of the NSPCC and the amazing work they do." Shortly after Bethany's grooming ordeal began, the soap was praised for shining a light on a serious issue that is rarely discussed. Although they knew the storyline would get people talking, Chris admitted he didn't realize the extent of the impact it would have on those watching. "The impact that it would have, I don't even think Corey knew," he said. "What I saw, day to day, when I was doing the show the first time, was people coming up to me and saying that they could now talk about the abuse they had suffered. The reach was enormous." Chris continued. "The number of people who came up to me and shared how the storyline was affecting them never stopped being moving, and never more so than when it was somebody who had been abused, who had never told anyone, and used the Corey storyline, and to trigger that it was time to seek help, and to realize that they weren't alone. That was just amazing and so moving." The NSPCC's Number Day has been running since 1999, making it 25 years old. The event has raised millions for NSPCC services, contributing to 200,000 childline counseling sessions arranged each year. Speaking about the importance of Number Day, Chris said, "It's a really empowering and brilliant thing that the NSPCC do at primary schools across the country. They've got something like 200,000 childline counseling sessions that are arranged each year, so the money that comes from this is really valuable. But also, Numbers Day itself is full of really fun activities." Chris added, "With all of the impactful messaging that comes from all the work the NSPCC do, actually this is much more about enjoying numbers. It's great to be able to do this in a confession. Why he will never return to Coronation Street." Chris Harper, the actor known for his chilling portrayal of Nathan Curtis on Coronation Street, has candidly revealed why he has no desire to return to the ITV soap. His reasons stem not only from a personal standpoint, but also from the ethical considerations surrounding his character's disturbing history. In an exclusive discussion, Harper explained that Nathan Curtis, his character who groomed and abused Bethany Platt, played by Lucy Fallon, deserves no redemption, a stance he firmly upholds. A role that left a lasting impact. Harper first appeared on Coronation Street in 2016 as Nathan Curtis, whose sinister grooming and exploitation of Bethany became one of the soap's most harrowing and socially significant storylines. The portrayal of such a serious issue resonated with thousands of viewers, many of whom saw their own experiences reflected in Bethany's ordeal. The character of Nathan was eventually jailed, but his recent return to the show was met with controversy. Although he was framed for Lauren's murder, He was also found in possession of illegal content, which led to his re-imprisonment. Harper acknowledges that playing Nathan was a challenge, but he strongly believes that such a character has no place in Coronation Street again. The ethics of storytelling in soap operas. Soap operas have long been a medium for addressing real-life issues. While some villains undergo redemption arcs, Harper argues that certain crimes are beyond redemption, at least within the framework of a pre-Watershed television show. He emphasized that Nathan should never be reformed into a lovable rogue, running the Rover's return. Instead, he believes such stories should serve as permanent cautionary tales. "It's because it's about Bethany. It's about all the Bethanies," Harper stated. "A show like Coronation Street is not the place to explore the redemption of a pedophile. If Nathan were to have any kind of journey to redemption, it should be on a different program, not here." Working with the NSPCC. A mission beyond acting. Harper's work with the NSPCC, National Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children, played a significant role in his portrayal of Nathan. When preparing for the role, he collaborated closely with survivors and campaigners to ensure the storyline was depicted as realistically and sensitively as possible. Since leaving Coronation Street, Harper has continued his association with the NSPCC. Recently, he took part in the organization's Number Day 2025, an initiative aimed at making mathematics fun for primary school children. Harper visited Dulwich Wood Primary School, where he hosted an assembly to encourage students to engage with numbers in enjoyable ways. His ongoing work with the charity highlights how impactful the Bethany storyline was, not just in raising awareness, but in making tangible differences in real people's lives. Harper reflected on how many individuals approached him to share their personal stories after seeing the soap's depiction of grooming. "The number of people who came up to me and shared how the storyline affected them never stopped being moving," he explained, especially when it was someone who had been abused and had never told anyone before. Some of them found the courage to seek help after watching the storyline. The long-term impact of the Bethany Platt storyline. When Coronation Street introduced Bethany's grooming storyline, it was widely praised for shedding light on a harrowing yet rarely discussed issue. The show worked closely with experts to ensure accuracy, with the intention of both educating and sparking conversations about the reality of child exploitation. Harper credits the show's commitment to keeping Bethany's trauma relevant in her character's ongoing journey. Even as she moves forward, her past continues to affect her, a reflection of real-life survivors who carry their experiences with them. "I knew that Coronation Street would maintain their word about keeping it as part of Bethany's journey. You don't just wipe away a horrific ordeal over the years," he said. "It still sits with her in her present storyline, and that really means a great deal to so many people. Television has the power to start crucial conversations, but it also carries a responsibility to handle sensitive topics with care." Coronation Street's handling of Bethany's grooming was lauded for its realism and impact, making it clear that such storylines, when done correctly, can change lives. Harper's stance on never reprising the role of Nathan Curtis is not just about his personal career choices. It's about maintaining the integrity of the story. His dedication to advocacy and ensuring survivors feel seen and heard speaks volumes about his commitment to the cause beyond acting. So what do you guys think about this update? Let me know in the comment below. If you like my video, please press like button and subscribe for more.